With the new season of Delta Force just around the corner, I've been experimenting with some more unconventional builds, just having fun until we get access to all the new content, so the new weapons, new maps, and the new operators. So I've just been having a little bit of fun, and I made an AKM build that is like Hipfire centric, but also functions pretty well even at those longer ranges, and I wanted to share it with all of you today just because I've been having a lot of fun with it. So we got a blank slate here. We're going to start off by changing the barrel. You do have quite a bit of options for the AKM for all the barrels, but we're going to go with the AKM Transcendent long barrel. So this gives you an extra 2 meters and increases the control by 5 and gives you a bunch of extra slots that we're going to make good use of later on. For the muzzle, now I've been actually swapping between two, so either the AK Brave Fire Suppressor or the DTK Muzzle Brake. It really depends on how I'm trying to play and approach. If I'm flanking a lot, then I might opt for the suppressor, but for this one, we're just going to go with the DTK Muzzle Brake. For the foregrip, now I went with the Competition Hand Stop. It gives you plus 12 accuracy, considering that's a hipfire centric build, is fairly good, and extra handling at the slight cost of control. For the mag, I went with the largest magazine available, so the AKM 70 round large drum mag, so that is just an absolute ton of ammo to deal with enemies. So if you're playing obviously hipfire, you're probably being quite aggressive, so having that large magazine really limits how often you need to reload. For the rear grip, I'm going to go with the AK heavy tower grip because it gives you positives across the board and it also gives you accuracy. But for the grip mount, we're actually going to go with the stable grip base to get some stability back, because when I was firing this thing at range, if the stability was too low, there was just too much aim punch and I would just have such a hard time keeping my target in my sights. For the stock, now there are a wide variety of stocks here. The one I chose to go with is the AKM or the AK polymer stock, which is just basically an upgraded stock from the one that's already on there, giving you positives across the board and +4 accuracy, but you also keep the stock pad attachment option here that also gives you positives in control, handling, and stability. So overall, a pretty good option for the AK. For the optic, we're going with a multi-purpose tactical riser because I'm going to put a laser on here. So laser of your choice. I think I had the green one on here. And then for the optic, I went with the mini red dot sight. Also equipped the charging handle, literally no downsides. And then for the rest of these, you can actually put handguard patches on all of them. So we're going to go ahead and put Hornet handguard panels across the board. That gives you +4 accuracy per, so it's going to give you a total of 20, which is really awesome, bringing the total accuracy of this thing to 97. And then even higher with the laser that also increases or makes your ADS time faster by 50 milliseconds. So if we look at the actual details pane here, you can see accuracy is at 97, which is just through the roof. Stability, we're getting, I believe, +6 so far. Yeah, so it's not crazy high, but it's just enough to keep that, the holding breath stuff and reducing a little bit of that recoil manageable. The handling is a little bit abysmal. If you really wanted to, you can maybe swap out that 70 round drum mag for something else, but I think the 70 round drum mag is just like a necessity for this build. Control, we actually bumped it up quite a bit. So for the calibration, we're going to change a few things here. For the barrel, we're going with +50 grams to get extra firing stability, and then -10 millimeters to get extra ADS speed. Muzzle velocity, again, using this build mostly in CQB, trying to push as much as we can to make good use of that accuracy. For the foregrip, we're going with +20 millimeters and +20 grams. I usually don't put +% instability when moving anymore, but this weapon just felt really shaky if it was too low. And we're actually reducing it with the rear grip here with the -20 millimeters. See, we're reducing it by -16, so we're kind of just counterbalancing that. And then for the weight, +50 grams on here to get extra hipfire aim speed. For the stock, we're going with +50 and +50 to get extra firing stability and extra control. And then finally, the riser optic, -20 millimeters. So in order to use this AKM build, you will need to level it up to 67 in order to unlock the drum magazine. So as I was saying earlier in the video, I've just been having fun with a bunch of different weird-ish weapon builds in Delta Force, just trying out some different things, trying to make some neat ones that might, actually perform really well. And I felt like the AKM was actually really decent, even at those longer ranges. And obviously with the 97 accuracy on this thing, you basically don't need to ADS when you're firing at enemies up to like 25-ish meters, even maybe like 30 meters. It's kind of pushing it, but it does perform very well even at those longer ranges in hipfire. And then obviously longer ranges than that, you're ADSing and just holding your breath as best as you can. But with the 70 round drum mag, it does allow you to put a lot of lead down range. So even if you miss a few bullets here and there, you have enough to make use of the tried and true method of spraying and praying. I don't use the AKM enough, even though it is probably one of my favorite weapon platforms in video games games, in any first-person shooter. I love it in Tarkov. I love it in Battlefield. I love it in Delta Force. It's just a cool-looking weapon platform, in my opinion. So I really wanted to make another build for the AKM that was more geared towards that overall hipfire accuracy. But I tried like the no stock thing on here, but the stability was just too bad, and I couldn't get it to something that I really wanted to share or that was performing up to my standards and how I wanted it to. So the weapon share code for the build will be in the description down below, as well as in the top pinned comment. If you have suggestions for upcoming videos, please leave them down there as well. Keep your eyes peeled on the channel for new season content coming out shortly. And now I'll leave you with a few highlight clips of me using this build. In any case, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.
Enemy neutralized! Hostile neutralized! Throwing whirlwind disc! That was too close!